Last week, I did a blog here on Kermode Uncut about the breaking news that Cineworld, the huge multiplex chain, had acquired Picturehouse cinemas. And to me, this was very big news. I'd written a book about the problems of multiplex culture, and I've been supporting independent cinemas. And I asked you what your response was. Specifically, Cineworld had said very clearly that having acquired Picturehouse, they didn't want to change anything. In fact, on the contrary, they wanted to learn from Picturehouse cinemas. And I wanted to know from you what you thought Cineworld could learn from Picturehouse. Loads and loads of responses, and many varying and different responses to the fact this has happened at all. Here are just some of your responses. This from Catherine. Some simple stuff that Cineworld can learn from Picturehouse. 1, don't sell food that smells too strong. The waft of gherkins permeates throughout the screens. 2, don't put the toilets right next to the screens, otherwise the audience can hear the hand dryers. And 3, occasionally play an old classic. It's fun. And this from Kenny Babb, there could be more diffusion of independent, smaller or non-Hollywood films going onto a bigger screen and wider audience. Looking at some of the films which are released in smaller cinemas like Picturehouse, which don't get a wide distribution, perhaps this can be an opportunity for Cineworld to show films like, say, Once Upon a Time in Anatolia, or Sightseers to a far wider audience who might not easily get hold of them. Then there's this from Noel and Stephen. One thing it might be is an integration of the Picturehouse brand into Cineworld cinemas. Say, a dedicated screen at each large Cineworld showing a Picturehouse curated selection of movies. It depends on how much of a Chinese wall they put between the two sides of the business. Now, as far as I understand, the two businesses will continue to be completely separate. Cineworld have been very, very careful to say that they don't want to change Picturehouse. They want to learn from them. That's the whole point of this operation. Financial stability and expanding, but not changing Picturehouse. Whether Picturehouse will change Cineworld remains to be seen. On the other hand, there were loads of responses from people saying, hey, what's with the snobbishness about Cineworld? I live near a Cineworld, it's very well run, caters to my needs exactly, and I really, really love the unlimited card, which gives great access on a low monthly fee. This, for example, from Dominic Holmes. I would like to point out that Birmingham's Cineworld on Broad Street appears to be run by someone who does care. If security spots anyone using a phone, they get them to turn it off. When the film starts, the light goes completely out. They show a decent amount of independent and foreign films. Aspect ratios are sustained and monitored. Thus far, touch wood, I've not had a poor experience. Now, there was a note of caution sounded too in response to the announcement that they're looking at opening 10 new picture houses as a result of this acquisition. This from N. Kirkwood. As a Glasgow resident, my worry is that one of the new builds will be here. I don't doubt they'd offer something new, but Glasgow's independent cinemas are small and few, and I'm unsure that they could stand the competition from a Cineworld Picturehouse. I'd hate to see them have to close, so my lesson would be, have a heart when it comes to where you expand. And then there's this from Cop Watcher. My local Picturehouse is more than just a cinema. It holds events with authors in collaboration with the local Newham bookshop. It has worked with local charities supporting people who are isolated, and for members, its bar is regularly used as a place to meet. I work for a local charity and often arrange to meet people there for a coffee and a chat, or just spend some time working, using the free Wi-Fi, without necessarily seeing a film, although I often do too. I could never imagine the same relaxed attitude at any of the local multiplex cinemas. For me, this is quite a big deal. For example, a cinema like the Phoenix in East Finchley is a beautiful place just to go and visit, and it's certainly true the Picturehouse cinemas have an extraordinary range of buildings. The question, however, is whether or not Cineworld cinemas and Picturehouse cinemas should be offering the same thing. But this is something to which you return time and time again, engaging with the broader community and having the cinema experience more than just sitting watching the film. So as you can see, there is a very broad variety of responses to the news that Cineworld has acquired Picturehouse, but it is by no means all negative. Certainly most of you out there seem to be saying, well, look, let's see how it pans out. You know, it could go either way. It could be good news, it could be bad news. Let's wait and see how it all plays out. I'm going to end with this. What Cineworld could learn from Picturehouse? Less screens, more comfort, greater variety of films, higher quality projection resulting from hard work by projectionists, and turn the lights off. Now, this was another theme that turned up time and time again. People like to watch their films in a properly darkened auditorium. It's amazing how much turn the lights off became the one cry behind which you all rallied.